is meant for an adult audience. Loveline may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Adam Carolla and Dr.
I've had anal sex and I passed out a couple
Coast to
times.
Coast.
Okay, the mics are hot. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce filling in for Dr. Drew. This is Loveline. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Dr. Bruce, board-certified physician. At least you're still board-certified, yes?
Absolutely.
He's an addiction medicine specialist, just like Drew is. He also specializes in emergency medicine as well as tattoo removal via lasers and all sorts of cosmetic stuff. And actually, Dr. Bruce is much more of a doctor than Dr. Drew is, in my mind.
Just going to sit back and enjoy this part.
Yeah, he is. I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you why Dr. Drew is useless. Dr. Drew, like in Drew's mind, the best doctoring he can do is no doctoring. If he can not give you a pill, if he can not give you a remedy, if you can, I told him the other day, I said, look, some guy I work with said, hey, there are these pills. You sleep, if you're hungover or you're sleep deprived or you got a long day and you haven't slept the day before, you pop one, you feel good. You don't feel jittery, your teeth aren't grinding, you're this, that, and the other. I said, I got to get some of these pills. I got to do Howard Stern. I sleep for 2 hours the night before. You know what it's like when you go to bed at 1:30 and you get up at 3:30? You know what you feel like 4 hours later? You want to vomit and then kill yourself,
Right.
Oh, give me one of these pills. And he's like, I don't know about that.
What were the pills?
It's like, they give them these crap names like...
Deserel or Trazodone?
No, it's like Provigil or something like that. It's one of these positives. It's like Pro and Vigil is in the things. Most make you feel good about yourself. Anyway, the point is he's like, I don't know, Adam. I don't know. I said, look, I do the Stern Show once every 3 months. I want to pop one on that one day so I can feel like a human being and do my job. You can get out of control with these things.
So there's a mood alter. You're asking him for a controlled substance.
I am, yeah. But here's the thing. I try to sleep until noon every other day. I don't want one. You know what I mean? I only want one when I got to get up after 2 hours sleep, and then I will take one.
Yeah, but there are boundary issues here. You guys are friends. We're all
he's
friends.
just a puss. He doesn't want to give away. He's not into anything that's good.
He's an excellent internist. Internists, you know what they say? Internists
people say that.
Internists
but I don't
do
believe
nothing.
Him.
Surgeons do everything, but
I don't believe him. He never diagnoses anything right. He's all over the map. I don't even know if he's a real doctor. I think he's just a love doctor.
Where is he?
Where he's in
Good
Chicago.
Morning America. Oh, I thought he was doing Good Morning America.
He bounces around the country chasing nickels.
Shouldn't we say something serious in condolence for the astronauts?
Oh yeah, we
that is
should.
something important. Seriously, that was.
Yeah, it was very sad. I woke up to that Saturday morning, popped one of my Provigils so I could cope.
I set my TV to wake me up, and I wake up and it's Jack Nicholson and Red Rum. And then that terrible news came across. It was just surrealistic.
Yeah, it is very sad. It's like on one hand, it catches you by surprise. On the other hand, after 130 missions,
113th.
whatever, you just like, and think of all the stuff that can go wrong, and the heat and the speed and the friction and the explosives and the liquid this and the nitrogen that. It's like it's always amazing that something like this doesn't happen every time.
Yeah.
I mean, that it's that we're so good in this country that this kind of stuff can become sort of passé and mundane. Oh, just another trip to outer space. Boys will just glide home and land in Cape Canaveral,
Yeah, with 2,000 to 3,000 degrees. I didn't even realize the temperatures that they're protected against by those whatever they are.
Heat shields or tiles. Here's what I was trying to figure out. They're coming in at they say Mach 18.
Mach 18.
So, I don't know, they're going 12,000 miles an hour or something like that, 13,000 miles an hour. But then the ship breaks up and the debris lands on the ground.
Right.
What's the speed of the debris when it gets to the ground?
Well, there's a maximum speed that anything can fall according to physics when you're not.
Right, but what if it's a bullet that's shot out of a gun facing the earth?
Oh, yeah, if that hits somebody, it's going to kill them. The bullet shot up in the air. That's why they always arrest people. Yeah.
Okay, listen,
where are we going with
Screwball?
this?
No, you're not listening. That's where we're going.
Okay.
Here's what I'm saying, goofball. I said the stuff's coming down at the ground at 13,000 miles an hour, right?
Right.
Then it breaks up. Then it flutters down to the ground. There's a maximum speed that something can fall.
Right.
But what if you take a gun and shoot it down toward the ground? Then how fast does the bullet fall?
Except they're coming in tangentially to the atmosphere, so I don't.
They're still going 13,000 miles an hour.
On the other end of the extreme, they were saying that because of the.
But answer my bullet question.
Absolutely, if you shoot something down, you're going to have.
But if you shoot it from high enough, eventually it's going to slow down to the speed that things fall at, which is like 200 and something miles an hour, right?
Right. Yeah.
So how far up, and I don't know. But here's what I'm saying. By the time the debris gets to the ground, is the debris slowed down from 13,000 miles an hour to 185 miles an hour, just like a guy's parachute didn't open? Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what I wanted.
What shocked me, it's because of the jet stream, it would be 3 to 4 hours before everything finished falling.
Oh, because it would be blown around.
Caught in the jet stream.
Oh, man.
But
well, anyway,
our condolences, and
absolutely,
that was an important thing.
Very, very tragic. All right, you ready to go here, Bruce? Jennifer?
Hi.
You're 13?
Yeah.
What's up?
I ate a fish, and I was wondering if it's bad for you, like
Yeah.
eating a live fish.
You ate a live fish.
Yeah.
What, were you trying to join a fraternity?
No, my friend bet me it for $6.
How much?
$6.
Six? Not bad. What size fish?
It was just like a little tiny guppy.
You just swallowed it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's like sushi.
Yeah, you'll be
Raw
fine.
fish.
She's calling from Canada.
Oh, Canada.
Do they have do goldfish like carry disease?
I don't know.
Well, what's famous for carrying disease are those little green turtles, and they carry salmonella. And I'm sure that. How long ago did you eat the fish?
About like 3 weeks ago. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Probably got about another 10 minutes to live.
Yeah, probably.
You'll be fine.
Yeah, you didn't choke on
I
it.
mean,
All right, you're
Yeah,
fine.
she's fine.
Look,
Okay.
I've learned from watching Survivor and Fear Factor that humans can pretty much eat anything at this point.
Between rats and bull's testicles.
And live insects and tarantulas that have been like deep fried and just crazy. Is there? I mean, we're much more durable than we think when it comes to eating. I know we just choose to eat hamburgers and French fries, but you pretty much just eat. You could eat larvae, grubs, and beetles and roots, and you'd be fine too.
I think
right?
there's some restaurants in LA you'd be more
surprised.
risk. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Jim,
Hi.
you're 19.
Yes.
What's up?
I wonder if you can get the sports guy on the show.
The what?
The sports guy,
What sports guy?
Bill Simmons, from ESPN and Jimmy Kimmel show.
Oh, really? What do you do? Tell you to call?
No, he's the funniest guy, but now he only writes once a week, so I want a little bit more.
Yeah, he only writes once a week now. Okay, let
It
me
was 3 before.
let me explain what's going on. Bill Simmons is a funny sports writer who writes a column for ESPN on the .com.
Yes.
I never read it because A, I don't read, and then B, I only look at pornography on computers. But Jimmy was very impressed by Bill, and Jimmy hired him to write on his new show.
Oh.
And then I paired up with Bill to work on some projects for his new show, for Jimmy's new show. So actually, we kind of became fast friends.
So
and
you could
I
easily
hear
get
he's
him
a
on
great sports writer. And then he said to me the other day, "Hey, whenever you want me on the show," but I thought,
Forget. This is his buddy, probably.
Right.
He's one fan.
no, apparently the guy has a lot of fans, but I don't think they're the fans that listen to this show. These aren't really sports people. The people eat goldfish and are trying to cook up meth. And they don't play a lot of fantasy baseball.
No.
These are fantasy baseball guys.
There's a lot of guys that are crossovers. Young adult males, they listen to this show.
I don't know. Jim, we only have big names on this show. Like tonight. Oh, wait a minute. We got nobody. Well,
I just want to request a rant on why no one at the University of Maryland for DC area can get the Jimmy Kimmel Live show.
What?
Oh, no one, Jimmy Kimmel Live's not coming into D.C.?
No, they complain that Politically Incorrect, before it was on, made more money than Jimmy Kimmel will because so early in the show's run. That's
Right.
not worth it. It's on. And
All
then
right, well, he's got a bad connection. I'll put him on hold.
Whatever.
I know there's a couple of cities that Jimmy Kimmel Live is not in.
Really? Why?
I don't know.
Is he right about the money?
I have no idea about how any of this stuff works. I only know it's a good show, and there's a lot of people that are in a handful of cities, and maybe D.C. is one of them, that aren't getting the show, and they deserve to get the show.
Jimmy's show is great, but why is it on after Nightline? It seems like a rough transition. People that would listen to live, not
When should it be on? You mean before? Like earlier? 10 o'clock or something
right
like
after
that?
the news. It's just the transition of listeners that are going to listen to Nightline.
Oh, you
don't seem
mean
like
put
the
it
type
on
people.
at 11:30?
11:35.
That might happen one day. Tim,
Yeah.
you're 16?
Yes, I am.
What's up?
Well, to make a long story short, my friends are starting to think I'm gay, which I'm not.
Mhm.
And I never really got into the whole dating scene. I don't know why. Maybe just the way I...
You're gay.
Even Drew's not doing the show tonight knows you're gay.
You're not helping.
All right, Tim, go ahead, buddy.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what it is with me, but I'm not as aggressive as some of my other friends are with girls.
He's gay.
Drew, please. I don't know if I completely believed him.
Who?
You.
You don't believe me?
No. I don't know why, just it ain't in your voice.
Well, I am nervous. I've never been on the radio before.
All right. Neither is Bruce. I actually,
may not be again.
he has been, but
Yeah.
this will be his
All right,
last time.
Exactly.
Ouch.
All right, so your friends think you're gay. Your friends, your friends should know how you swing.
Well, they don't really know how I am with dating and all because I keep it kind of secret.
What do you mean you keep it secret?
Well, I don't usually do it that often.
You're 16, so what are you, in the 11th grade?
Yeah.
So you've been on a couple of dates?
I've been on a couple of dates.
Well,
I haven't gone very far with...
but you're just like half the 16-year-olds in this country. It's like, here's the deal. All the poontang is being bogarted by about 5 to 8% of the males in high school, and the other 90% of us just sit home in a puddle of our own tears and semen. That's what Bruce did, right, Bruce?
That's how I got through medical school.
That's right. I mean, you didn't get anything in high school,
Absolutely
did you?
Not, no.
No.
My parents are listening too. So.
Not even close.
Tim,
Yeah.
what are you guys keeping score there with your dating activities? I mean, how do people know what you're doing on a date or when you're going out? Why do they think you're gay? More specific. Be more specific.
Well, I have girls that I could go on dates with, but I don't want to.
No. Why? Okay, then
Why not?
what?
You're
I don't know
gay.
what- It's like
Drew,
a personal thing.
please.
It's more like I don't see what the point is.
All right, well then don't go out with them.
Okay,
But
are you
if you don't
depressed?
see what the point of women are, you can see where these allegations might come up, right?
No, I see you're probably pretty normal, but is this affecting your life in such a way that you're depressed, that you're not meeting your responsibilities every day? What's the story?
Well, it is because they're starting to make a joke out of it, and I don't think it's funny.
Are you 16?
Yeah.
No,
And they're
wait.
16?
I don't believe Tim.
No,
I don't believe him. Tim, you got nothing behind this.
No.
There's nothing in your voice.
What does my voice have to do with
It's
anything?
hollow. It's hollow.
Well, my actual problem is how can I get them to think I'm not without,
Hey, Tim,
proving
please
that I
just
have
tell me
sex
this
with
is
them.
bogus so I can go on my way.
No. When you're 16, the world, you feel like you're on stage
Yeah.
and everybody's watching you. That's typical. Also, people like to make fun of you. Well, a lot of the teenagers I work with,
All right,
that's a
answer
big
his
concern.
question.
So,
You have a small penis, you fag.
Oh, Drew, please.
Tim,
yes.
I probably don't have the answer you want, but the bottom line is, in the next year or two, you're going to move towards the place where you really don't care what people think. Okay? Hey, what are you laughing at?
All right, now
That is-
that's
no,
as
that's-
much answer as you got. Now,
Because you can't change what people think. A lot of what these guys are doing, it's sport. It's having a good time.
Right.
They're going to find something to make fun of. They really couldn't care less if you're gay or not. And
Okay.
and where you're going as you mature is you don't care what they think, and especially when you're going from 16 to 17, 18, big changes occur. So don't worry about it. If you're depressed, suicidal, something like that, go talk to your counselor. Okay.
All right, now tell me this is bogus, please. so I
Yeah, it
can
seems
get
a
on.
little bogus, but
Get on
that's good
with my
advice nonetheless.
shit.
Ouch.
All right, please tell me this is bogus, Tim, so I can get on with my life.
Hello?
Yeah.
Tim?
It's not, but if you want me to, I will.
Really?
Well, if it makes you feel better, I will.
It's an unbelievable story.
Well, that's the kind of sensitivity Price sets his friends off to. If it makes you feel better, he's going to tell you he's gay.
Yeah.
All right. All right, Tim.
This is bogus. Are you happy now?
No.
No, because he doesn't know.
Feel very unsatisfied. But I do understand why people don't like you. It really comes across. Like, Tim's the kind of guy you want to punch for no reason. You didn't like Tim, did you?
Really? Well,
He had a sort of empty cadence, an empty affect to his voice.
a little irritating.
And he's a little irritating.
Overly.
He's a little bit of a smart ass. He started right at the beginning. And he really had no question. He should probably make a hell of an attorney one day. Is that what you were thinking?
I was going to say within 2 years he'll be pre-law at some college.
That's a good thing. But listen, here's the thing, everybody. If people react in a way to you that doesn't seem like the way you deserve or feel like you deserve to be treated, and people don't treat you the way you deserve, and the ladies and the guys, and you're probably a dick.
And
That's
you
all
have
I'm
a
saying.
future in law.
Yeah, so I got whatever the guys were making fun of Tim for, I would like to join in with them. That's what he evoked in me. Josh?
Yeah.
You're 14?
Yep.
What's up?
First of all, Adam, you're like my idol.
Thank you.
You're a god.
I'm going to be the next you, actually.
Really? You want to come? You want to take over right now?
Yes, I do.
Because I got too much crap on my plate.
I'd love to take some.
All right, you want to take some of the crap out of my plate?
So what you're saying?
All right, let's. You want to take a call?
Huh?
You want to take a call?
Sure.
Okay.
Can you help me first?
Well, no. I'd like to see how you do as me first.
All right.
Yeah, because the real me's got to complain about this crappy coffee I just got tonight. Had a big conversation about this coffee last week. We're back to mud crap now.
You need to mix it the way I do.
All right, I'm going to go to the bottom line. Who do we want to talk to? Is sex supposed to be painful
that's not
during
good for me.
pregnancy?
No.
It might be a tall order for Josh.
This is a good one.
Sandy? Sandy's 30, Josh.
All right.
Person's name is Sandy.
Mhm.
Okay, they're calling from Union City.
All right.
And wherever that is. Her boyfriend broke up with her because she wasn't intelligent enough. But she has a BA. That's a 4-year degree, right, Bruce?
Yeah.
All right. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Let's put her on. You're going to take it. And hit it, Josh.
Sandy?
Hello?
Sandy?
Yeah?
You're 30?
I'm 30.
What seems to be the problem?
My question is that, well, my boyfriend broke up with me because he told me I wasn't intelligent enough. He said that he considered himself intellectual and that he couldn't learn anything from me, and I wasn't smart enough for him. And do you think that's a reasonable answer to break up with me? I mean, that's been bothering me for like weeks. I don't know what to do.
And you went to college?
Yeah, I went to college, and he doesn't have a degree. I have a degree.
Was it a junior college or a 4-year?
4-year.
Oh, really? Where?
Cal State Hayward.
I never heard of it. Yeah, it sounds like it could be a reason. It could be a reason.
Really? I mean,
But- But I'd look behind it.
Okay.
Like, are you a big gal?
A what?
Are you big? Are you overweight?
No, I want to be. I've modeled before. I'm a very attractive woman. I'm a very good-looking woman.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bruce!
Josh is doing.
call with him, you idiot!
Oh,
He said, what?
Josh is doing a good job.
How many times I got to pour you the goddamn mic? Jesus Christ!
Sandy,
Yes.
did he work with metal? Your ex-boyfriend.
Your call to
Metal?
Loveline calls. You call Adam.
No, he's an actor.
Not you. You be you idiot. It's Loveline.
Oh, I was being me.
All right, I'm getting some coffee.
Okay, Sandy.
Yes.
Okay. All right, Josh, doing a great job.
Thank you.
All right, Sandy.
Yes.
So, how long ago did he break up with you? Did you say several weeks ago?
Yeah.
And you've been stuck on this?
Yeah. I've even been extra I've even been reading more things and studying more stuff because I feel like I must be really that dumb for someone to even say that to me. It
He's
hurts
a jerk,
me.
maybe.
What?
He's just a jerk.
Well, yeah, that's what I think too.
Well, yeah, it sounds
But I
like.
still love him. I don't know what to do. So.
Well, that's what happens with a guy like that, and it sounds like he's gotten to you. And even though you have a degree, did you get your degree because you felt insecure in the first place, or was it something you had career plans?
It's something that I wanted to. I wanted to get my degree, and I wanted, to go to school, and I wanted to pursue something, further my, education, get a better
Right.
job, and everything. So.
Josh, what do you think she should do? Is this guy still calling you first? I want to ask you, Sandy.
Sometimes. Yeah.
Get
So, Josh, what's your final advice for this, for
I think
Sandy?
you should forget about him.
She should forget
Honestly.
about him.
I think you should forget about him. He just seems like a jerk.
Okay.
All right. We're at the end of the...
All right. I've seen it work, Josh.
Thank you.
Sorry
Josh
about
did a
that
great
little
job.
explosion, but Josh and Bruce were supposed to answer the call because Josh is taking my place. He's not taking our place.
Right. He was doing such a good job.
He was doing a solid job. Here's the thing that's funny.
I didn't want to interrupt it. It was like...
All right, but Bruce, when I do this one about 3 minutes into the call, when I point at your microphone and do that, and
Right.
you look at
know
me
you should
weird,
never
and then
pressure me because I get nervous and then
I
I'll start...
point at the mic again, and
Right.
you look at me like...
Exactly. That's what I was doing.
and then I say talk. Oh. Then you I do that like into the mic, and
You know, I'll never do this. I'll never do that again. I'll never screw up. But this is a great call.
all right.
Do you want to have Josh do this one?
Josh.
I'll avoid this behavior in the
Yeah.
future. Absolutely.
You know, it's sad, but who's that? Who's that? Sandy? She didn't even know the difference between the two of us, did she?
No,
Told
she
you.
didn't.
This is a very dangerous trend.
I didn't want to make any comments.
All right, let's.
Josh is 3,000 miles away, fortunately.
Well, let me talk to Jake.
Maryland, yeah.
Josh, talk to Jake.
All right.
He's 18. He cut a bump off his penis with a razor blade.
Mm.
He used cream to heal it. Now there's a white pus. All right, and hopefully Bruce will understand that this is a Loveline call right now, right? You good, Bruce?
I'm processing. Yes.
Yeah. The 4 or 5 points at the microphone with the talk gesture, and it's just nothing, not anything. Oh my God. Okay. You're one of these guys. You know what kind of guy you are?
I
What?
can't admit. No,
Not
not
you.
you,
You
John.
hold on. You're one of these guys who I say, yeah, follow me. Get in your car and follow me. We're going into Sherman Oaks. And I look in my rearview mirror and I see you're about 700 yards behind me. This is what my dad'll do. And then meanwhile, other cars start sliding in, getting in between. Then you got to pull over and wait for the person to catch up. And then there's that one time when you make the signal, but now the other guy doesn't make it because he's 250 yards behind you when you told him to follow you. You're one of those guys who won't follow.
And you know how you are?
You're that
I've
guy.
followed you before, and you're narcissistic. You get on your phone, you drive in whatever sports car you happen to have. You don't look back. You have no concern
You
for
don't
anybody
follow,
else.
right? That's your thing. You don't follow.
Quite adequately.
All right.
But I'm just the fill-in, so I'm just
All right. Yeah,
trying not to
maybe,
be. You're not trying to...
maybe not even that.
This guy has
All right.
a lesion on his penis.
Okay,
This is
Jake's
serious.
got a lesion on his penis. Josh has to tackle this difficult problem. Bruce has to play his role in the show. It's all going to come together after this. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce filling in for Dr. Drew, who will be back tomorrow. I guess he'll be back tomorrow. You're not going to be here tomorrow, are you?
Nope.
All right. We'll be sad to see you leave at the 11 o'clock hour. Dr. Bruce filling in for Dr. Drew. Same qualifications, little different package, but I say a better doctor than Drew. That's right. That's right.
That would be a tough one.
Lot of
tough shoes to
A
fill.
lot of information in that head. Even if you can't pry any of it loose, it's still up in there, ladies and gentlemen. Believe me, I know that to be a fact. All right, phone number 1-800-LVE-191.
I am the smartest man alive!
That's
Who's that?
Dr. Bruce.
Yeah.
Hey, Josh.
Yeah.
So, anyway, you want to take my place when you're older?
Mm-hmm.
I was suggesting you take my place now.
I'll still do it.
Yeah, you're doing a decent job.
Thank you.
We're going to put you on the phone with Jake. I don't know. Maybe we should take a girl,
Yeah,
though.
this
Guys don't respond well. What about Wendy over here? Trying to get pregnant? Semen leaks back out of her? What the hell's that?
Yeah.
Let's talk. What about Jamie? Normal have non-stop orgasm? Last 5 minutes? All right, let's talk to Jamie. She's 15, Josh.
All right.
All right, she got a little orgasm problem. You go ahead. You team up with Dr. Bruce. Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
All right. Oops, I hung up on him.
Genius. I'm the smartest man alive, but you can't figure out how to
Wait a minute.
Hit the bottom one,
We
the
got,
bottom row.
Oh.
we got her back. Yeah, we got him back, I think. Did we got him back? All right. Hold on a second. You there?
Yeah.
Josh, you there? Yeah, okay.
You're a
hold
lucky
on.
guy.
Hold on a second, buddy. Good save. Good save. All right, let me hit Jamie over here.
Jamie,
Hi.
you're 15. You're on Loveline.
Hi.
So what's your problem?
Well, my boyfriend and I will be having sex, and it's like a couple minutes into it, I'll have an orgasm, and it just like doesn't stop.
How long have you been having sex?
Since before Christmas.
And you're 15?
Yeah.
God. I haven't even had a first kiss. I'm 14. I'm pathetic.
That's sad.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, we put Adam in a time machine and transported him back to when he was 14, so he's going to be answering some of your questions. So, is this your first sexual relationship? This first experience?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's your concern at this point?
Well, I was just trying to figure out if it was normal.
Have you had any abuse issues in the past? Any kind of problems with men or?
Nope.
Kind of. Okay. And how old's your boyfriend?
He is 14.
He's 14?
He's 9 months younger than me.
Is this his first kind of thing, too?
Yes.
Well, that's better than no.
Josh, you can't personalize this, but I just,
No, I'm saying that it's better that they're both virgins, as opposed to if they've had other partners before.
Oh, he's been listening to Loveline.
Some quick
Yes,
there.
Okay, so
Hold on, let me jump in. Josh,
Hmm?
this one isn't going quite as smoothly as the first one.
Yeah, different type of call.
Yeah, and I guess
Also
I think
a little late.
I think you got out of the blocks pretty good on the last one. This one, you hiccuped a little, you stumbled, you may have thrown a shoe, and then it's hard to find your stride at that point.
It's also
So-
1:30 in the morning.
All right, well, hey, listen, buddy, you want to take over my schedule? There's going to be crazy hours. You understand?
Oh, I'll be up all night.
You got to be sharp at all hours. Always giving 100%. Always at his best. That's me. You understand?
Yep.
All right, I'm going to put Josh on hold. And Jamie?
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyway, you have nonstop orgasms?
Yeah.
15, boy. Very ahead of the curve.
with a 14-year-old.
Yeah. Are you using protection?
Yeah.
What are you using?
A condom, and I'm on birth control.
You are.
Mhm.
Does your mom know about all this stuff?
Yes.
Where's your dad?
Well, my parents are separated.
Alrighty. All right, because it's kind of young. But the fact that the difference between a 15-year-old doing it with a 14-year-old and a 15-year-old doing it with a 19-year-old is a big difference for me.
Yeah.
It makes it a little easier that the guy's 14. You're in love with the guy?
We have really strong feelings for each other.
Well, Jamie, the thing is, a 14-year-old guy is usually emotionally about like a 12-year-old girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, maybe 11.
So it's more like you're molesting him than a
Yeah.
real emotion.
15-year-old girl's like a 12-year-old cat, and a 15-year-old guy is like a 12-year-old girl. That's basically how it works, which I guess then makes him like a cat. All right, anyway.
What I worry about, you're going to go from the 14-year-old guy and start hooking up with older guys because, when you're 15 and starting to have orgasms like that, you may get a little bored with the 14-year-old guy that's emotionally not there for you.
Well, what about the part where she's not in love with him?
Yeah.
That sounds a little weird. Why do you answer it that way, Jamie?
Well, I don't know. I don't exactly know how, we're not exactly going out either. We're not,
So you're sort of experimenting with sex. You're both interested in doing that, but not really having a relationship.
Which one of you doesn't want to go out? Him or you?
his mom won't let us go out.
All right.
So she doesn't know that you guys are having sex?
No, both of our parents know.
They both know?
Yes.
And they're okay with it?
No, she won't let us see each other.
All right.
Well, that's probably...
All right. How long's your dad been out of the picture?
My parents have been divorced since I was 5.5.
And you haven't seen your dad?
No, I see him, every day.
Every day?
If I want to, yeah. He lives 20 minutes away.
You get
All right.
along?
Hmm?
You get along with him?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, well, you know what the concern is on his mom's part or parents' part about you guys having sex?
What, Bruce?
Oh, I'm asking you now.
Go ahead.
No, I was asking her if she understands why.
Just a list. It sounded like you were going to make a statement.
Oh,
not
I
like
will
you're
make
asking
this.
a question.
The concern is it's not healthy. It's not that they're trying to prevent her from having fun, but
Yeah, I know. But I don't know. Once the cat gets out of the bag, and
Exactly. So,
who's bagging cats anyway?
other
Did you
than
pick an animal that you bag? Does anyone bag cats these days?
I don't think so. Not with the
Right.
current PETA environment. We're not going to be bagging
That's
any
right.
animals anymore. But
All right, stop having sex, but what can you do? We can't stop them. This sounds a little weird. They're not going out. She's kind of in love, but not really.
Oh.
She's using protection, and that's about all we can tell her. Her parents know, and she's using protection.
I
That's
bet if we're
about as
talking
much
to her
as we can do.
parents, they'd be pretty freaked out that she's doing what she's doing.
Most likely. Jake,
Hi there.
you're 18?
Correct.
All right, now you cut a bump off your penis with a razor blade?
Well, the phone screener kind of garbled that a bit. It's actually like an inch away from the base of the penis, so right nestled in the pubic hair.
Mm-hmm.
And it was really itching like crazy, and it was raised up a whole bunch. And so I put a bunch of Cord-Aid numbing cream on that to begin with, and then cut it off. And then I just sanitized it with alcohol.
Smooth.
Which doesn't really work that well. Did it have a nice core to it that you could see?
I didn't actually look at like what I cut away.
Why'd you cut it off, though? I mean, why didn't you lance it with a needle and try to drain it?
Because it didn't feel like it was full of like liquid. It felt
then
solid.
Then it's like a wart.
I guess so, but
Do you have warts down there?
I don't think so. I haven't had any sexual relations.
You've
So,
not.
I don't know if you can get it other ways.
You're a virgin?
Unfortunately.
No, sorry to hear that.
So how long ago did you do this?
It was last night.
Okay, and are you concerned now because you got some drainage from it?
No, actually, today when I woke up, it has this. It's basically a circle, and it has this sort of white rim around it. This sort of foamy, white, crusty stuff. And I was just wondering if that's a problem that I have to have checked out, or if it's normal, or.
Well, did you trim your pubic hair away?
Yeah, that with the razor actually. Before I just cut away the pubic hair that was on top, and then.
How big is this thing?
It's probably diameter of half centimeter, maybe a little bit less.
Who the hell? Who the hell's talking about the metric system in North Carolina?
Sorry, I'm taking physics this year. And
He sounds like a doctor. I mean, that's the way you describe these kind of lesions. So
wait a minute. What is it? Well, how many? What is it? How many millimeters in a
couple
centimeter?
centimeters.
How many centimeters in a millimeter? How many millimeters in a centimeter?
It's like a couple centimeters to an inch. So you're
2 centimeters. So it's like 2.5 or something,
Right,
right? Because it's like 10 millimeters in a centimeter.
it's 2.3.
All right, wise ass.
Well, you were one.
All right, you're right. It's 2.3. So here's the deal then. It's the size of a dime.
A little smaller than a dime, but yeah.
All right, 9 cents. That's a little change joke there, Jake. Don't expect Bruce to laugh
a little
either.
So it's 130.
All right. So what should he do with this thing?
well. He should either scan it and send us a picture so I can look at it.
I don't want to see.
So I don't practice dermatology on the radio, but no, really, you have to have a doctor look at this. And what motivated you to take the equivalent of a scalpel to yourself in your genital area? I have no idea.
But
I'd like to pursue that aspect.
Let me ask you this, Bruce.
Yes.
With these so-called dermatologists, do these folks really ever know anything? I've not met a dermatologist. My wife just had a rash on her neck and chest, and went to a couple of dermatologists, got a couple different whatever. No one's ever right with this thing.
I checked that out.
You weren't right.
I was.
Went to a dermatologist. No one's right. Here's what I'm saying. I've went to a dermatologist before. Told him I got a neck rash when I shaved. Guy said grow beard. He said grow beard. That's what he said.
Well,
here's what I'm saying. A dermatologist, never a big payoff with the dermatologist. They give you some. Here's how the dermatologist works. You go in, they look at whatever you got, and they go, it's probably okay. So they couch everything with, I can't be sure. It looks like what we should try. Now here's the other thing they do. They always say this too. The first thing we ought to try, which I never like, because that means there's a third thing that we're going to get to $600 from now that may work. First thing I would do is get some, and it's always some cortisone, whatever. That's number one. Now you can go to the store and get the one that has a gnat's load Nutworth in basically a sea of Pabacream,
Right.
or you can go to the pharmacy and get the stuff that actually works.
But you know what?
Okay, now listen, wait a minute. I'm not done with these a-holes. So the first thing they do is they go, well, it looks like it probably, but I can't be sure, but it looks like... They're always confused, by the way. That's the other thing about the dermatologist. Always confused. They always look at what you got. It's like, what do you do all day long? What went on at school that is so goddamn confusing, the 5 rashes that people get? It looks confused. Could be a folliculitis, might be scabies, not sure if it's, could be, are you allergic to... So, okay, A, they don't know anything. Then B, they go, what I'd like you to try is go down and get a prescription for. Then you go pay $80 for something. You have some a-hole rub crap on you at some spot you can't get to for about 3 weeks, and then you go back. Yeah, it's gotten worse. Well, it wasn't whatever I said it was the first time. What is it with these guys?
Well,
They can't figure anything out.
It's a very straightforward process. In medical school, it was sort of like you figured out if it was wet, they dried it. If it was dry, they wet it. Everybody got prednisone. If it still didn't go away, it was either they'd scrape the skin, maybe it's a fungus. But their magic wand is the biopsy. You could always go in there and cut out a little round piece of the tissue, and then you're going to figure out what it is.
They can't expedite that situation. You got to rub $80 worth of nothing on you for 2 weeks before you go back and you find out it doesn't work. And why can't they tell what stuff is by looking at it? Isn't that all they do? You know what I mean? Like, when I was a carpenter and the door would be rubbing, I wouldn't go into the guy's house and go, oh, who knows? Nobody knows. No, it's impossible to tell. And by the way, can't you get your money back?
Oh.
You just pay people to make the wrong diagnoses and have you rub crap on yourself all day long? I'm just saying, if there's any dermatologists listening to the show, please, let's get it together out here, folks.
Yeah, medicine's an art. You have to realize that. It's not a science.
Approaching.
It's not a pure science.
You guys are getting dangerously close to dentist and chiropractor in my book. The other two so-called professionals that don't seem to know anything. All right, we'll take a break. We'll be back. Hey, everybody, it's Loveline. I'm Adam. That's Doctor Who. Dr. Bruce, everybody. Filling in for Dr. Drew. He's out in Chicago doing something. He'll be back tomorrow night. Simple Plan will be in here tomorrow night. Kurtwood Smith will be in here from, he's the dad from that 70s show. We had him in 8 months ago, a year ago. I can't remember how long ago it was, but he was a good guy. Guy's done a ton of movies, too, if you can picture.
Character actor?
Yeah, picture, Dad from the 70s show.
I don't watch.
Played the. That's Bruce. Bruce does about as good a radio as Drew does. Yeah, big fan of that. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. All right. Done a ton of movies too.
RoboCop was the best.
RoboCop, yeah. Always plays the heavy. Always plays. Oftentimes not the general in command, but the second guy who pulls Steven Seagal out of thing and says, "Listen, buddy, you're a glorified fry cook, if you ask me. Now you got 2 hours." He's that guy. He's heavy. He plays heavy, but he actually does a good comedic.
So what do you do in
role,
RoboCop?
too. He was like the main mean guy, right? In RoboCop.
That guy. He's a good actor.
There you go. Now you're getting on board. And then Queens of the Stone Age will be in here on Thursday, and these guys are having a lot of success lately, and it really couldn't happen to a nicer bunch of guys. You know those guys, Bruce?
Mm-hmm. I don't know them, but I know what.
Good, solid,
musicians.
Regular guys. Success has not gone to their head. Wendy?
Yeah.
You're 17?
Yeah.
Yeah? What's up?
Well, see, me and my boyfriend, we've been going out for about 3 years now, and we've been living together, and, every time we, have intercourse, he'll, ejaculate inside me, but for some reason it'll come right back out.
Uh-huh.
And it's not so much that we want to get pregnant, it's that, we'll accept the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, I guess you could say we are trying to, but every time we have intercourse, it seems to come out, and we don't know why.
So you've been living together, you're 17, you've been living together for 3 years.
No. Boyfriend of 3 years, but I don't know how long they've been living together.
For 2 years.
2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Little girl voice.
You've been living with this guy since you were 15.
Mm-hmm.
And you're not looking to get pregnant, but you will accept the consequences if and when you do get pregnant. You're not using any protection.
No.
How old is he?
18.
He's 18.
Yeah.
Why in the world would you want to even think about getting pregnant right now?
I don't know. It's like, it's not so much that I want to. I'll accept the consequences, but, I mean, I don't know. I love him, so it's all that matters.
Let me explain something here. Let me tell you one of the problems with this country we're living in world, actually, if you look around. Stupid people just sort of sit still and let stuff happen to them. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And the only problem with that, and many times they just have low-paying jobs that are dead end, and that's fine with me because it means the junk I get is cheaper. But oftentimes it means just cranking out kids into this sort of poverty and stupidity, and then we get a whole new class of these people we got to deal with.
Don't you think your little girl voice theory applies here? I mean,
I think so, yeah. Wendy?
Yeah.
You got that little girl voice, and then we're going to do some math, because we're going to add that on to you leaving your house at 15 and not worrying or caring about whether you get pregnant or not at 17. And we're gonna predict that there was some kind of abuse at home.
No.
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 dad and mom married, living together.
No.
No problems when you were younger.
No.
Never been
Well, not between my parents, between my siblings.
like. Describe that
Well, let me see here. Where can I start?
briefly.
My brothers and sisters used to beat me.
They beat you.
Yeah. And so I didn't want to live in that environment anymore when I was 16. Well, actually, I was 15. I was going on 16.
Right.
And so I moved out. I kind of, like, sort of emancipated myself, I guess you could say.
You did through the courts?
No, well, I was trying to do that, but I didn't go through with it, so I just left.
All right. And your parents were okay with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No drug or alcohol. Your parents don't drink or use drugs or
Well, they have a history, but my parents don't. It's like my parents' family has history, but they don't drink.
Uh-huh. And when did you lose your virginity?
When I was 16.
16?
Yeah.
You lived with your boyfriend for quite some time, and then you lost your virginity.
Yeah.
Okay. And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have 2 brothers and 2 sisters.
And your folks were okay with you just heading on out at 15 years of age?
They were, but they weren't. They kind of, like, struggled with me, so...
Okay.
Like,
Wendy,
yeah.
you know how you could make Adam the happiest guy in the world? Go to family planning tomorrow and get on birth control and don't have sex or have protected sex until that kicks in. And I'm not trying to be mean, but you got so many things swirling around. I'm sure you love your boyfriend, but if you really love your boyfriend, then the last thing you ever want to do is to have a baby and get pregnant right now. It seems like a lot of people you know, probably a lot of your friends have done that, maybe even relatives, but you know, it sounds like you do have some chaos in your background, some family some issues.
What's your boyfriend?
well, right now, he's a mechanic. He's in school for mechanics, and he's becoming a mechanic right now.
He's going to school.
Have you finished high school?
Who, me? No. This is my last year.
Yeah. Okay, so having a kid doesn't seem like a great plan right now, does it?
No, but... I mean, I don't know how to explain it, really.
Yeah, I know.
We can explain
I
it.
know how it works. You got semi abused when you're a kid, and now you think it's going to be better if you crank a kid out, but essentially you're just going to screw that kid up just like you got screwed up. So listen to me, goofball. Would you please, and understand, let me explain something to all dumb people that are listening to the show. I have to say this all the time. It's okay to be dumb. All you have to do is listen to people that are smarter than you. That's all.
Wendy,
You can be dumb your whole life, and no one will ever know it. You just do what people that are smarter tell you to do, and therefore your life is not dumb.
It's
you,
not
you
a
see
smart...
that math?
Yeah, but
You
it's not a
understand
smart,
that
dumb
math?
thing. Wendy's
Yes,
not dumb.
yes.
Wendy's actually very resourceful and bright. She sounds... Listen, she survived a very abusive childhood.
Sign
She's
up
a
for
very
Mensa.
bright girl.
Okay. Listen. Look,
It's
she's-
it's judgment.
Wendy's not stupid. I ain't going to go on a limb and say she's smart either. She's saying that semen is oozing out of her and wants to know why she's not getting pregnant. I'll call that a mad scientist. But listen, Wendy, please go down to Planned Parenthood
tomorrow.
Get on some birth control. Don't worry about the semen oozing out of you for now. Let your boyfriend enter the fast-paced, lucrative world of mechanic. Let him finish his schooling. You finish the arduous high school, and then at the ripe old age of, let's say, 19, a couple of years from now, then maybe you can consider, after some gainful employment with the boyfriend, then maybe you can come close to considering having a kid. You understand this? I don't know. I don't think there's enough consequences in this country of ours.
There's not enough parents hanging around.
There's not enough parents. Yes.
Where's mom, dad? What would you do if you're the dad, 17-year-old? She moves out when she's 50. She needs an adult male to be protecting her, not having sex with her.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's take ourselves a little break. When we come back, we'll talk to. We got Latoya. Really? There's another Latoya out there?
Well, painful sex. Good.
Yeah. Pre-med. What? We got a call you like here? Girlfriend squirts every time they have sex. That's who we'll talk to after this. Hey, everybody. It's Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Bruce filling in for Dr. Drew. We'll be back tomorrow night, everybody. All right, 1-800-LVE-191. And I think we're going to talk to Jeremy, who's got the girlfriend with the squirting problem. So he's on line 1. Jeremy's 21. Jeremy?
Hey.
Hey.
How's it going?
Going good, brother.
I'm having a little difficulty with my girlfriend. We've been dating for about a year and a half now. And every time we have sex and every time she has an orgasm, she squirts.
Every time?
Every time. And she has about 4 or 5 orgasms. Then afterwards, we can't have sex anymore because it starts to dry up and starts to really hurt her.
Yeah, I could see her breast shriveling and her eyeballs drying out. Like time-lapse photography on a corpse. I mean, maggots crawling in her ears. I mean, if she squirts 5 times... She squirts 5 times, all 5 times, all 5 orgasms?
Yeah, 5 times. I mean, it gets to the point that the bed is, I mean, there's actually sometimes like a little puddle in the bed, or it just gets very wet.
There's nothing you can do about it.
We've tried other positions and everything else, and it doesn't seem to do anything. It just happens.
You know, some guys try to dream about this, and in their wildest dreams they couldn't have what Jeremy has, and I don't know, you're calling to ask how you can stop this from happening, or?
Well, me and her were really kind of concerned that there may be something wrong with her, or it's normal.
It's normal, though we don't hear about the multiple orgasm squirting that much, but God love you, Jeremy. You picked the winner. And let me ask this, has this happened during oral sex?
Yes, actually, she gets to the point that she knows it's about to happen, and
she pushes you away.
Yes, she does it with a.
That's nice. That's nice. Look, all I can say is throw a towel down. There's nothing you can do.
No, I've had patients that wanted to have surgery to have, something done to change this. But
really, you have.
Yeah, I mean,
what do you do? What kind of surgery? Like the kind of surgery?
Well, no, I'm not saying I'm not aware of a surgery. I'm just saying in their minds they were so disturbed by that,
right?
That kind of But
now, what about those? I've been looking into some of these sweating tablets that kind of dry up. This medication you take sort of dries you up.
Yeah, now they're doing that's Botox. That's the latest rage. Yeah,
what's that do?
For hyperhidrosis?
Oh, Botox, really?
Yeah, it's...
it works?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I haven't done it for that indication, but,
you give yourself, like, if you have sweaty palms, you give yourself a shot in the palm, or you do it in the gland?
Yeah, I'm not aware of the palms. For the palms, they have those high aluminum hydroxide content creams. And there are... Rarely is it indicated, but surgeries are...
Yeah, but you couldn't give you a Botox shot in the coos, though, could you?
I'm not aware of that. I know on the underarms, that's the
bad times if you caught the hymen. I mean the clitoris or clitoris.
Well, no, but it's a different process. But
all right, nothing you can do. It's fine though. Sorry, that's the way she is, right?
Right. Yeah. I mean, just basing it on a short history that he's giving us, it sounds like she's having. There are different types of orgasms. It sounds like she's having very rewarding sex, and she needs to just drink more fluids during sex, I would suggest.
Yeah.
Get the Gatorade out.
Latoya, you're 21?
Hello?
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 Latoya?
Yes?
Are you white?
Am I white? I'm mulatto.
Oh, mulatto.
Mhm.
All right, that's a push, because if you were white and your name Latoya, that'd be a big pain in the ass. It really, just whatever. Crazy Jack, the craziest of the Jackson sisters, and you're named after her. All right. So now, who's black and who's white of your parents?
My father's white and my mother's black.
So was your mom pushing? Was she championing Latoya?
I think my grandma named me.
Ah. On whose side?
On my mother's side.
That's all coming together now.
Adam's doing a very scientific study.
That's
on,
right.
the
And
ethnic-
by the way, I heard mulatto is not a good term to use.
Really?
Yes, the people use mulatto, but it's apparently it's like Spanish or Latin or something for mule.
Pay careful attention, Latoya. Adam is the king of politically appropriate speech. So
I do.
so what should she have answered?
Well, here's what someone's bringing me up. I always thought that it was appropriate to call somebody that was half black or half white mulatto. But someone told me that it's like Spanish for mule or something for mule. Mule meaning like not half horse, half donkey kind of thing. You get the mule. You see what I'm saying? And it was derogatory.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard that, Latoya?
No, actually, I haven't.
Yeah, all right. So
If I had, I probably would stop using it.
yeah. Somebody look that up.
Well, look, I hate to make any disparaging comments about Oregon, but Oregon's Oregon. What
Yeah.
part of Oregon do you live in?
Hold on. She's calling from Oregon, everybody. Yeah.
Klamath
idiot.
Falls?
Oh.
Why don't you like Oregon?
I love Oregon, and Klamath Falls is a great place. I'm just saying that term, I think, would never be used in L.A.
Mulatto?
Oh.
Why not?
Because it's not I don't think it's a politically correct term. And
hold on a second.
I would say, why are you
shut your pie
if you're
hole?
half,
I live in LA. I say mulatto every day.
Yes. Okay. Now let me explain something about Dr. Bruce, and this is what makes him such a horrible.
Let me shut my mic and relax.
Why it makes him such a horrible
I'm sorry,
radio
Bruce, but
host.
it's true. Sorry.
Okay, a couple of things. First off, I bring up the mulatto thing 10 minutes ago, and what's Bruce's response? What? I never heard that. Well, I never heard that. Then his second thing is you're calling from Oregon. I'm sure that stuff's okay in Oregon, but it wouldn't fly here. 2 minutes ago, you didn't know what I was talking about. You were disagreeing with me.
No, I wasn't.
Bruce is like, you want to know how you can disagree with me, make me an idiot, and swear you've never heard of anything I ever talk about, and then 2 seconds later you're saying that kind of language wouldn't work over
Are
here.
you hallucinating? I didn't say I'd never heard that term. That's terms the old, very common.
No, you'd heard the term. You'd never heard it was derogatory.
Oh no, I'm sorry, I miscommunicated that.
You have heard it.
It sounds like it's a.
When I was explling, it meant mule. That was in Spanish, and it's derogatory.
Oh, the
Drew,
mule thing I never
you were
heard of.
looking at me like, what? No, this is all
mule.
news to
I had
me.
no idea with the mule analogy there.
Would you get on the page? Either you agree with me or you don't.
No, my point would be if somebody's half Italian and half Norwegian, I mean, there's this big distinction made if it's half African American and half something else. I don't understand that, to tell you the truth. So it's a special term for that kind of an ethnic mixture.
I think it's African, European, American.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't understand the need for that anymore. So anyway,
right.
Sorry, I'm so.
Yeah, all right, but don't apologize. It ruins the humor. But really, 2 seconds ago, you didn't know.
The mule thing, I never had mule.
You didn't know it was derogatory 2 minutes ago when I was explaining
What are you, mind
it.
reader now?
You had pinwheels for eyes over there when I was trying to make my point, and then you're saying it wouldn't fly here. It would fly in Oregon.
Would you get a haircut?
Just quiet down. Latoya?
Yes.
Somebody give me a mulatto definition on this goddamn radio show. I can figure out what it is. But anyway, what's your problem?
Well, I was wondering if it's normal for intercourse to be painful while you're pregnant.
Yeah, what about that? How pregnant are you?
Well, they think I'm 14 weeks. They're basing this on my last regular period, or actually my last period.
Mm-hmm.
But I find out for sure Tuesday how far I am. I certainly think I'm a little farther along.
All right, so maybe you're 4 months pregnant, and is there supposed to be pain? And Bruce is looking at mulatto right now, but is there supposed to be pain?
No.
at 4 months.
No.
So
That shouldn't be at any point. In fact, many women find it more pleasurable.
right.
Pregnancy.
Yeah. So maybe you should bring that up to your doctor. You have a husband or a boyfriend?
I have a husband.
Wow,
Even
that's
if you
nice.
don't do it very often.
Well, you could try a different position. That's something some individuals will attempt during pregnancy to change the position because, depending on the lie of the placenta and how, what part of pregnancy you're in. So that's something. Have you tried a different position than you're used to?
Actually, yeah, we have, and it's still kind of just. I mean, I know that vaginas stretch and all that good stuff, but it just seems like it just doesn't want to budge.
Well, it sounds like you have some vaginismus. In other words, there are muscles that sometimes will start to spasm, and that's because as far as stretching goes, it's nothing to cause any stretching. It's a matter of is something contracting, is something causing muscle spasm.
All right, but it's not a sign of any danger.
No.
All right. Bruce is looking up mulatto.
Not that I know how to spell it.
The other thing is there's that Milano cookie that's that Petridge Farm cookie that's black and white. It's got the chocolate in the middle between the two.
I think it's derived from the city of Milan.
Yeah, but it's still, I see that and I see the black sandwich in between the white.
Well, look, maybe Latoya's a Milano. Are you from Milan?
All right.
Okay, sorry.
All right, come on.
Never try and be funny.
Laughs his ass off at his junk. Find mulatto in there.
I'll avoid this behavior in the future.
Thank you. Thank you. Drew would have found that by now, Bruce.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm looking up mule deer, actually.
Well, look up mulatto, would you? Josh?
Yeah.
You're 14?
Yeah, I am.
What's up?
Well, I have the toughest time getting girls.
Mm-hmm.
And I want some advice, what can I do to better my chances?
You're 14, right?
Yeah.
What grades that put you in?
Freshman, 9th grade.
9th grade.
Mm-hmm.
So you're just coming into high school?
Yeah.
Oh, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, because you're very low on the totem pole.
Define catching one. Talking to one?
Trapping, drugging, and tagging.
Ah.
Yeah. Josh, okay, listen. Let me do the talking here, Bruce. Here's what you got to do.
All right.
You have to go up to women confidently and ask them out. Women will respond to however much confidence you do have or don't have. If you have zero confidence, that's how interested they will be in going out with you. If you seem like they should be going out with you, and you can fool them into believing that, then they will go out with you. But here's the thing. Let me get spiritual here for a second. You'll be out of high school before you know it. It'll be a distant memory before you know it, and you'll wish you just acted in an uninhibited way. I don't mean getting loaded and pulling chicks' tops off, but I do mean if you're interested in somebody, you ask them out. And if they're not interested and they don't want to go out, so be it. You move on to the next girl. You don't get too mired in that. Bruce, don't you wish you would have approached that? Think of all the things you thought in high school that were so important, that were life and death, that don't turn out to amount to a hill of beans now.
Oh.
And in general, not bad practice, just getting used to going up to people and asking them what you want or presenting them with your plan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right.
I
give you the power to do that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
The world is your oyster.
That's right.
I mean, because that's all the world is.
That's right. Bruce, have you found mulatto yet?
Well, Ann came in and found it for me because
all right. Would you
Sure.
please read that then for us?
From your Webster's Dictionary. A sealskin. Oh, no, that's the wrong definition. Here we go, mulatto.
Idiot.
The first generation offspring of a Negro and a white, or a person of mixed Caucasian and Negro ancestry. I rest my case.
No Spanish, no mule, no nothing in there.
Well, let's see if it gives a derivative.
All right.
No, you're Mulian, French for mule.
French for mule. Oh.
I don't know. You better look at it. I can't.
What?
See it.
Bruce, listen. You got the goddamn book in front of you. Now, what's it say?
I'm blind as a bat. The lighting's terrible in here. Right there. Is that French for mule?
Yeah, mulatto.
Male.
Oh no, it's mule. Yeah, it says first generation offspring. But where's the French for mule part?
The very first, right after the word.
Oh, okay. Negro, white, a person. Wait.
Yeah,
Just keep reading that. Okay. I don't see the mule part.
It says FR period.
This is a new low.
Yeah, no.
This is good radio. This is exactly what you're telling me not to do.
Yeah. All right. I don't know why I can't see whatever you're showing me here.
Well, it's right after the term. And
Yeah,
then,
I see the word mule
yeah,
up here.
it says
right?
FR. So it's derived from a French term for.
Oh, it just says the word mule.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought there was a sentence before the word mule.
So the derivative term it comes from is mule. Now, why? You explain that to me.
You want me to explain it to you?
No, that's okay. Okay, so it's in the dictionary. Now,
Hold on.
I'm just saying.
Didn't I explain it to you when I was doing my explanation of why it was considered a offensive word?
I don't know. I was
okay.
I was reading the screen looking for the next
This
call.
is what the problem.
I wasn't paying attention.
This is what the problem
All right.
is. This is why we have such difficulty working together.
We do.
Well, we did. We're not going to work together anymore.
Oh, God, where you make me feel?
Okay.
I'm gonna start
I
stuttering.
gave you the explanation of why it was considered offensive.
Because of the term.
The mule,
Right.
yes. All right.
That's it? I thought I was going to get more of an explanation of how that came to be.
Well, I told you it came to be because if you take a horse and a donkey, you get a mule.
Oh. At that point, I was reading the screen, not paying attention. But since we're not working together anymore, I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it does. It is a horse and a donkey you put together, right? You get the mule, right? And then this is like putting the black and the white together. It's like putting the horse and the donkey together.
Listen, I get it, but this dictionary I used in third grade. Now, I don't want to tell you when I was in third grade.
How come I knew the mule thing?
Listen,
Taylor?
there's a new dictionary out that's current cultural use of the American language. I guarantee you it's not in there. I'll bet you.
What do you mean it's not in there? The mule?
The mulatto.
I mean, the word's not in there? Why would? All right.
I would remove that from.
Why wouldn't it be in there? Because it'd be an offensive word.
I don't see the purpose of that word.
And if it is, they won't use Negro in the definition, I bet.
Oh, absolutely not. Well, I mean, that's...
Okay. All right. Taylor?
Yeah.
You're 14?
Mhm.
What's up?
Okay, I was with my boyfriend for almost a month. Things were going fine, whatever. Like this week he was acting normal, and yesterday he started acting kind of weird. He wasn't wanting to talk to me, kind of sound like it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, he was acting kind of weird, and he wasn't really talking, and I was just like, what's wrong, asking. He's like, nothing, and he was telling me about some party he was going to go to with his friends, but that doesn't really bother me, but it kind of seemed like he was going to, he's kind of cheating on me, because I called him today, and usually we talk every day, at least a little bit, but I called him and he's like, oh, well, I'm doing something, so let me call you back, bye. And I hadn't talked to him, so I don't know.
Where does he live?
He lives in Eagle Rock.
In Eagle Rock?
Yeah.
And you live where?
Torrance. So it's
pretty good haul.
30 minutes away.
Yeah. And why do you guys live so far apart?
Because my friend has family up there, and I went up with her family, and I had met him.
All right. How old is he?
He's 16.
16, living in Eagle Rock. So what is he, in the 11th grade?
I think he's in 11th, yeah.
And you're in what grade?
9th.
9th grade. And you've been going together for how long?
Almost a month.
Almost a month.
And any sex yet?
No.
And he's backing off on the calling. Yeah, he seemed a little hurried.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, here's what you can do. You can call him tomorrow and see what kind of mood he's in. But if he sort of acts distant and hurries off the phone, then you don't call him again. You wait for him to call you. And then, if and when he calls, you ask him if anything's up with him. But I suspect, and guys will do this, and so will girls. This means they're sort of heading out.
Yeah.
They're on the way out emotionally.
Right.
I mean, you know that you call every day, you talk on the phone for 2 hours, and then all of a sudden one day you call and the person's not there and they don't call you back that day. And they sort of have a reason the next day. I got home late, I was pretty... But it always means something. It's the beginning of something.
Taylor sounds really hooked into this guy that she's known for a month that lives a long ways away.
Yeah, almost a month. Who's a couple grades older than her.
Right.
Big difference between 14 and 16.
Absolutely.
So...
Go find a 14-year-old boyfriend and have a good time.
Yeah, who lives in Torrance, not in Eagle Rock.
Yeah, who's parents aren't willing to take him to family planning yet.
Yeah. All right, let's keep going. But, give the guy a break. Call him one more time.
Right, long-distance relationship.
But listen, everybody, listen to the signs. You guys chat back and forth on the phone every day for 2 hours, and then one day the guy doesn't sound too chatty. Says he's busy, he'll call you a little later, and doesn't call you back. Take that as a sign.
But real normal behavior when you're 14 and 16. If somebody does that to you, don't get your heart broken. That's the beauty of being 14 and 16. You don't have to marry somebody.
Right. Chris? Sorry, Chris. You're 18?
Yeah, what's up, dude?
What's up, guy?
Not much, man.
All right, bro.
I was just kind of wondering. I had kind of like a small question for Dr. Bruce. You went to pre-med, right?
Yeah.
What school did you go
to? Andrews University in Michigan.
Is that a pretty big school?
No, it's a pretty small school.
What's the name of the team? Andrews. I mean, Drew's school was the Lord Chefs.
The Lord Chefs?
Yeah, at Amherst. So I'm trying to see if you could do worse than that.
They didn't have a team. How's that for doing worse?
No names for anything?
No. If I don't know and I went there, I guess not.
Well, wait a minute. That was pre-med. Where'd you do your 4-year stuff?
Oh, medical school?
Well, wait a minute.
Pre-med is college.
Oh, that's college, right. And then you
went
to medical school. Where'd you go to medical school?
Loma University.
Do you have a name there?
Their name?
Yeah.
Oh, they don't believe in they don't believe in competitive sports, so they don't have teams.
You went to 2 colleges. Neither one had a name.
They're both Seventh-day Adventists. They don't. There's some long-standing belief that competition sports are inappropriate. They breed some sort of anti-Christian.
All right.
Yeah, pretty bizarre.
What's up, Chris?
That's the foundation for you really wanting to hear what I have to say about any kind of pre-med question. But
did you ever have any second thoughts while you're in it?
Yeah, my father was in the New York City Fire Department for 40 years when he retired, so there's nobody even... He was the closest to a collegian in my family, so there's not... Unless you have other doctors in the family that you can get some idea of what being a doctor is all about, you're going to have a lot of second thoughts. If you spend some time during the summer with a physician, which I did, it gives you a little better idea of what you're getting into.
Yeah, but he was molesting you. Let's be fair.
That was my girlfriend's father, you jerk.
You were 13, and he was
molesting his
daughter. He was finger banging you. Come on.
Ooh. So, Chris, do you have any medical people in the family?
No.
What year are you in college?
I'm not in college. I'm still a senior in high school.
Okay, listen. The pre-med clubs that most colleges have are get to know some of the guys in there. But if you can spend time with a doctor, and there are a lot of internship programs both for high school students, for pre-med guys. The more time you can spend finding out what a doctor really does.
When are you pre-med? Can you be pre-med your first year?
Yeah,
you can.
Pre-med
I thought you had to just take general education like your first year or two, and then you start getting into those anatomy classes and that sort of stuff.
No, college, pre-med, you start out, usually you take general biology. You got to take general biology, general chemistry, physics, and usually calculus.
You're starting that in your freshman year.
If you start your second year, like I knew guys that they were taking so many classes together that it was unrealistic their third and fourth years. So it's best if you get general chemistry or general biology out of the way the first year. At least that's how I recall.
Right. So
a lot of these little Poindexter, the type of guys that you didn't like when you were in high school that are, they know exactly what they want to do and they're always studying.
I hate those guys.
Yeah, I hate those guys.
And guys like Drew.
Well, Drew's, his father was a physician, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad's, I'm going to the firehouse with my dad in New York, and Drew's going to the doctor's office. So it's
he had no choice, that Drew. Interesting.
No, he knew exactly what he was getting into, and I believe his father was an internist also.
But it must be a strange feeling, Your dad.
To be Drew?
Sort of preordained stuff. Your dad steers you into this from the word go. You have no real choice.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
Drew had a choice.
Drew, he wanted to dance. That was his first love.
I thought it was opera.
Opera.
Yeah, not dancing.
Opera was his first love.
But wasn't he the quarterback for the football team?
That's what he says.
It breaks them all.
8-man football. Give me a break, please. Yeah. Yes, he wanted to sing. That was his.
That was his
true love.
He and John Kimmel, two of the best
Yeah.
opera singers I've ever heard.
He wanted to sing. Always takes Anderson 10 minutes to cue that up,
I
by
just
the way.
explained to you why, though, last week.
Yeah, but if you'd start playing it, when I'd start talking about it, we'd get to it.
That's exactly what I did. That's how long it took.
What are you, rageaholic?
Hold on. Quiet down over here, you. There's 30 seconds of silence before the piano?
No, the piano kicks in. Watch, it's like this.
I know, but I don't hear the piano until the fifth time I say sing. All right. We're taking a break. We got into this last week.
You're irritable tonight.
If people would just start doing what I want them to do, the way I think they can do it, and the way they should know I think they do it,
Is that how you run
then
your
everything
marriage?
would be fine. I run everything this way.
I think he's emulating a foreman that he used to work for or something.
Yeah, that could be it, too.
Too many years working with metal.
Well, no, but wait a minute. Anderson,
Uh-oh.
just hold on one second. Last week I start talking about Drew and his opera singing, and I'm trying to give you the eyes over there, and you don't play it. And then we get off the air, or on the air, whatever, and you say, yeah, it takes too long for the music to cue up. But the music is about 8 seconds before he starts singing.
5. 10.
All right, it's 10 seconds. So this time, I bring up the opera singing again, and I give you the eyes, which is what we talked about last week in the music explanation.
Give me at least 5 seconds to find it, though.
All right, I'll give you that. I'm just saying, you can play it. We can talk over the little piano and the little music.
You know, you yell at Anderson like it's some technician. He's an artist. This guy's good at what he does, and I think you're always giving him grief. He's a genius.
I'm looking.
I am the smartest man alive!
We had this conversation last week. That's the only reason you hear the anger in the voice. All right, Bruce, you're doing a bang-up job.
Oh, yeah, right.
Except for the whole part where you don't listen. Let's take a little break. We'll come back. We'll speak to Fred. He's 27, was gay, now bored with men, wants to be straight, wants to know how to get straight with a girl. Bruce can help there because he is a religious man and he believes that this is a sin and that we can straighten him out. Yes?
No, I never said that.
Yes.
Hello, this is Tony Hawk. You're listening to Loveline with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Yes, you are, except for one correction. Dr. Drew is not here. He's in Chicago, and Dr. Bruce is in here filling in for him. All right, phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. Let's go back to the phones. We'll speak to Fred, who's on line 2. Fred.
Adam.
Fred.
Dr. Bruce.
27. What's up?
Hey, okay. For the past 5 years, I've been batting for the other team, and now I guess I want to come back to the other side. And
how many years did you say you were gay?
About 5.
About 5.
Yeah. Well, when I was younger, back in high school, I fooled around a little bit, but nothing really serious.
Uh-huh.
And until I turned like 22, that's when it, really hit the fan.
Right.
And
Well, it's
now
more like it hit the penis.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, if you do the S math there.
I did have 3 girlfriends
All right.
during high school.
All right.
But then, I lost interest and started going toward the guys more.
All right, well, let me, and now you went back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine, but let me ask a couple of questions.
Okay.
Did you feel you were always gay or always bi or always had an interest in guys, or was there some meddling that went on when you were younger that steered you
when I
in
was
that direction?
14 is when it started.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a scout leader molesting you when you were 8 or weirdo
Oh,
uncle.
no.
Nothing like that.
No.
So this is just organic.
Yeah.
No drug use, no stimulant use.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
All right.
Actually, I'm a police officer, so that would be like sort of out of the realm.
Right. Well, interesting. And so now here's, I guess, a question I have, which is, are you done with? I mean, as a cop, I can understand where this probably wouldn't go over that well in the locker room, this lifestyle, and that
Especially in a small town.
Yeah, and you would feel a certain amount of pressure, almost wishing you were straight in this environment. Like when I go to certain places in New York, I wish I was gay, just to fit in. But you're in an environment where being gay, a small town in Pennsylvania, not a great way to go. So the question is are you doing this because you want to get yourself off the hook and don't want to feel the pressure, or do you really organically feel like, geez, I'm interested in women and I'm kind of done with the guys?
Well, I'm sort of like in the middle of being confused because I've met this girl during a class that I'm going to, and it's like I want to date her, but I still have feelings for like toward a guy that's in the class that I want to do him too. So it's like, I want to try to get back to the straight and narrow.
Yeah, but don't you feel like if you were with a woman for a period of time, you'd be thinking about guys again?
That's what I'm worried about.
Have you gone through any therapy, or I'm not saying that if you're gay you've been molested, or if you're gay you can't, have some sort of monogamous relationship. I'm not making any anti-gay statements, but you sound really confused. It sounds like anything you do, it's going to get chaotic, and somebody's not going to know what they're getting into on either side of the fence. So have you been through any therapy or talked to anybody professionally about this?
No, not professionally. It's just a couple of my friends that are paramedics, and they're like, well, you should go see a psychiatrist.
I don't know about psychiatrists. I think a psychologist or marriage family counselor, licensed clinical social worker. Psychiatrists, nothing against my psychiatric colleagues, but they're not really the first place to go unless you have something that needs medication. But going to somebody who has worked with, gender issues and something close to the situation you're in. But, it's a real interesting set of circumstances. Being a police officer, not to generalize, and one thing I would say is that I've treated quite a few police officers that have had chemical problems, and what happens is the same thing as with a gender issue. There's a real reticence, to be honest, and to admit, because of the stereotyping of what a police officer is, that they have a chemical problem or that they're gay.
Yeah.
So you're in a high-pressure profession with a lot of stereotypes and pressure to behave a certain way. Then you have, it sounds like a history of very chaotic interpersonal relationships in terms of you're not sure which way to go. And
yeah, so before sucking yourself straight, or being sucked straight, as it were, I agree with Bruce. As an officer, you probably could avail yourself of, nowadays, they have therapists and people like that to talk to for these officers, do they not?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And everything's confidential and everything, except for the room's bugged. But it's like in Hogan's Heroes, they have the coffee pot bugged. So you should talk to one of these people and get a little sofa time in and see if you can get a few things straightened out before you actually make a declaration as to what your sexual proclivity is. Yes, Bruce?
Yeah, plus some of the terminology that, interested in the gal in the class, but you wouldn't mind doing the guy. It sounds like a recreational, not too intimate description of sex, and I'm surprised there isn't some history of some sort of abuse issue or something that set you off on that course.
Well,
which there usually is.
Usually there is, but sometimes there's a small percentage of people that are sort of organically confused.
Yeah, but it's not the confusion, it's the ways describing sex as a recreational activity rather than something to do with intimacy. And
I agree with that. Michelle?
Hello?
You're 25? Michelle?
Hi. Hi, Michelle.
Hi, guys.
How you doing?
I'm not really, I've listened a few times or whatever. It doesn't sound like the same guys in there that I heard the other day.
Right. That's,
the same Dr. Boy or whatever.
Right. That's,
Where's Dr. Drew?
Dr. Drew will be back tomorrow night. I am, however.
He's the guy who's filling in for Dr. Drew, as I've explained every time we've come back for commercial.
I think Drew has a little more expertise with her particular problem, but go ahead.
Well, let's hear what it is.
Okay, there's this guy that I like. He's really overweight. He's like 365 or something.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the only reason that I really liked him at first is I just started really liking pretty boys a lot.
Right.
He had, manicured fingernails and waxed eyebrows.
Hold on a second.
Really
the guy who's 365 has nice fingernails.
Yeah.
And what else is nice on him?
He waxes his eyebrows.
He waxes his eyebrows.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It was just
what?
But we have sex and he's really small.
He's small down there.
Yeah.
That's right.
In relationship to the panis?
Which just goes to show you any guy who waxes the eyebrows or manicures the fingernails has a small penis. It's a theory I've bandied about for years.
Or he's got fat.
I think you're right.
Well, or his
Right.
fat's making estrogen out of androgens.
Right. Yeah, we were talking about the heartbreak of the big fellas with the small dork last week, and this happens. It's not a coincidence that these guys have this. They have higher circulating levels of estrogens, right?
Yeah, fat tissue does have that capacity to transform
Yes.
androgens into estrogen.
And they get that little pound.
What if they got liposuction or something?
Well, what do you want this guy to do? Lose some weight?
Oh no. He wants me to. Well, okay. I went and I bought a toy from Fascinations, and I'm really shocked about that kind of stuff because I don't give a. I'm sorry.
All right,
I don't.
hold on a second. Oh, this Michelle just sounds like a combo of sort of high and stupid.
Oh, it's interesting is a better word. She's very interesting.
She's got to be. I mean, look, here's the thing. I say this all the time. We can call people smart, but we can't call people stupid. But my feeling is if no one's stupid, then no one's smart. Is everyone just smart? They're smart, super smart, and extra smart? Are those the three things? As like McDonald's, like you could get a large, super large, or mega.
You know, you're
do the equivalent math. Some people are stupid. Let's just call certain people stupid.
Life is not. It's not black and white. There's so many fascinating shades.
I'll decide who's
color
stupid
here.
on this show, and using the S word multiple times on the radio is one of my criteria for stupid. All right,
You're insulting my medical sensitivities by using a word like stupid. Michelle is interesting.
Interesting in a stupid
She's
way.
Very interesting.
Michelle,
Yeah.
what do you do for a living?
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna cuss again. I'm a stripper.
Alrighty.
What's
so
your?
I talk like a sailor. Pardon me, but you know.
All right, please with the language. Please try to edit yourself.
What's your boyfriend do for a living?
He has a lot of money.
Wow.
Okay. Again, you're making my argument for me, Bruce.
Yeah, I mean, is this the old rich or the nouveau rich here?
No. This is. I'm 25. He's 29.
But I mean, does his family have money?
You still clinging to the rocket scientist argument here?
It's getting more interesting. No, listen, she's very interesting, and her job, and I bet there are abuse issues. And
all right, quiet down now. Okay. Let me talk. I know how to talk to the strippers. All right.
Okay.
Hey, girl, you sound hot. She just used the S word again. Bruce, I
thought you knew how to talk to him.
Here's what I say. If this isn't stupid, then what is stupid? And is there stupid? I want you to ponder these questions during the break.
She's a survivor, and I think she's probably very bright. And the business she's in, a lot of gals do that to survive.
She is sharp.
Yeah.
Yes, I'll tell you.
She's interesting.
She's what we call a cracker jack. She is sharp. She's got cunning. She thinks on her feet. She uses the S word constantly on the radio, even though she's warned repeatedly against it. You're right. Okay. This is genius material. I'd like to buy some of her eggs. You know what I mean? Combine them with Stephen Hawking. See, create a super genius. Huh?
A super genius in an electric wheelchair.
All right, let's take a break.
Okay, Jeff's coming back with a masturbation question. I think you have your PhD in that area.
Thank you.
You're an expert. You can answer this one.
We'll be back. Hey, yo, Loveline, I'm Adam. That is Dr. Bruce. Dr. Bruce is that guy who fills in for Dr. Drew. Our stripper caller, Michelle, was a little bit confused by that.
Well, I think she's disappointed. She liked to...
We're not going back to her, are we?
No. She used the S word multiple times, and I hate not getting back to a stripper.
Well, should we quickly answer a question that the use of a dildo does not identify her male nouveau rich boyfriend as gay?
Right. Is that was her question?
That was the question.
Yeah. I'd love to talk to a stripper, but
I think the fingernails are a little...
Can't have her use the S word all the time. Okay. You want to try to guess what profession he's in? Fat guy with nice fingernails. I always think pagers or cell phones.
Oh.
That's what I think. Oh, hold on a second. Michelle.
Yeah.
Okay, don't talk for a second because I'm scared you're going to swear. All right?
Okay. I promise. I smoke.
That just quiet. Just quiet.
She said she smokes some weed.
Quiet down. Is your boyfriend who makes the money, the big guy who makes the money, is in some sort of communication business?
I don't know. I don't ask.
You don't know what he does for a living?
I don't know. I don't ask. I don't care.
Okay, so you...
I just want to go shopping.
Okay, baby. So you have no idea what he does for a living?
No, but see, I thought...
All right.
Wow.
Just curious.
You think he's a pimp or a drug dealer or what? Got to be more.
I'm telling you, when I hear fat guys that are well manicured, I picture something with cell phones or pagers.
With lots and lots of money? I think of some perversion or deviancy.
Oh, really? Interesting.
Something illegal.
Maybe he's a doctor.
Could be. Hey.
Again, Michelle, not dumb, just misunderstood, yes?
Right. Absolutely.
All right.
Interesting.
Jeff?
Yes.
Yes, you're 27.
Yes, I am.
What's up?
I'm in Eugene, Oregon, which you guys tend to think is some backwater state.
Oh.
But let me see. I have...
Hold on a second. I never said anything about Eugene, Oregon,
I just said the mulatto term would be more commonly used there, but I was complimentary.
You had no idea it was derogatory
and Eugene,
before I said it.
Isn't it university there?
Yes.
Isn't that University of Oregon country?
All right, stop backpedaling. I never said anything about Oregon. Go ahead,
Right
Jeff.
on. Well, I mean, Dr. Bruce is like the new guy. You know, he can make mistakes.
I'm not the new. I've been doing this for 14 years. New guy. I've been here longer than Adam.
I think it'd be...
I didn't say I'm good. Hey, listen, I'm not being...
Yeah.
Jeff, I love Oregon. I think it's a great place. I just said that term is not very commonly used in California.
Not very commonly used.
In California.
Well, I'm wondering what's derogatory about the word mule, or, I mean, just about the animal mule.
I don't know. Why you call a black guy a monkey? That's derogatory, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, what's derogatory about monkey? They're the smartest of the creatures of the jungle. All right, so now that I've won...
And what's wrong with... I mean, you don't use the term Negro anymore. Why?
Oh, quiet
It's the same
down.
difference. You just certain terms, they stem from ignorance and
I'm
prejudice.
not listening to you anymore,
That's
Bruce,
all right.
because you didn't know it was derogatory until I told you 10 seconds earlier.
I'll bring my autographed copy of Martin Luther King's
That's right.
March to... okay, forget it.
Go ahead.
Oh, my God, that's like saying my black friends. And
Well, you know, we progress through decades and eras of ignorance, and we become more enlightened. And certainly the term black, I think, is on its way out, too, isn't it?
I don't know.
Well, so what's the proper term? I mean, I think there's some confusion about all of this. I mean,
all right.
Well, the idea is, hey, man, at some point, they're just people. They're just human beings.
Right.
You know, I don't talk about Adam being a wop or a...
What? How dare you? But listen, I don't care. I really... Here's the thing, and I wish more people would do this as long as this is the direction the conversation is going. I see The Sopranos. I'm Italian. My family's Italian. My wife's Italian. But we enjoy watching The Sopranos. We don't connect ourselves with that. We don't look at it as derogatory toward the Italian people. Mobsters happen to be Italian, and they're doing a TV show about mobsters. I understand that. You know what I'm saying? I don't count myself amongst those people. I look at myself as myself. I don't like a guy anymore because he's Italian than if he's black or Mexican or whatever the hell he is. There's plenty of idiots of all colors. I don't know why people have to pick a team. This is my thing. You need to look at yourself, whatever your ethnicity is or religion, whatever your heritage is, you're you first. Don't get hooked up with everybody else. If some Italian guy's going to prison, I'm not going to protest. I don't give a rat's ass about that Italian guy. That's my point. And I wish all the other cultures would just sort of abandon their culture and look out for themselves and stop worrying about who's wearing what's doing what to whom.
Unless being a member of that culture resulted in unusual prejudice
That's right.
and bad treatment for a long portion of our history. And I think what's happening is as African Americans are being treated more equally for a longer period of time, all these things will fall away. If you go back 100 years and you looked at the way people talk about Irish and Jews, I mean, things are changing and things are improving.
Yes,
but
and
not to the
Italians
point.
too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're. Well, never mind.
All right.
But if every time somebody heard your name and they asked you, "We got any relatives in the mafia?" I mean, you'd think, well, I mean, come on, give me a break.
Yeah, but I wouldn't care. It doesn't. I don't feel connected to that
but
at
you
all.
think they're ignorant. You'd think they were stupid.
All right, I think they're stupid, but I don't take any offense.
Hey,
to
being from New York, it's like, you grow up with every neighborhood's an ethnic neighborhood, and they got, these people don't keep their house so clean, and these people, they're all a bunch of drunks.
And listen, let me say something.
Great place, New York.
Let me say another thing, because now this is it. This is the way this thing is going. Also, in terms of historical responsibility, my wife, both her parents born in Italy.
Mm-hmm.
Both came here as teenagers, okay? As far as what went on in this country, segregation, lynching, the abuse that went on toward the African-American culture and many other cultures, right? They have zero to do with it. My wife was, her parents were in Italy stomping on grapes and eating stuff that had ini at the end of it. There's zero to do with it. So I don't want that responsibility. Do you know what I mean? And my family, although few generations removed, same thing. In Italy somewhere, not doing anything. I wasn't here for 250 years. I didn't do any lynchings. I didn't do any of that stuff. I got a couple of nephews. Their dad's a full-blooded German. They shouldn't be responsible for the Holocaust. They weren't born there. They didn't do anything. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a little too much of that going on in this country, and it drives me insane.
But I got an issue with the Jews. Can I express that?
No.
My family's Jewish. My father's family's Jewish, but I can't be Jewish because my father's Jewish.
I'm a Jew.
All right.
So what's this other half of me?
Listen, all you need is Jew. You got enough trouble.
Oh, the Norwegians, the Vikings.
All right. Quiet
balances
down.
it.
We got to take a break. We'll be back. Well, where do the minutes go? Always a pleasure when Dr. Bruce rolls in. It's always an interesting show.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Are you calling me stupid?
All right. So, until next time, this is Adam Carolla for Dr. Bruce saying mahalo.
Where's Dr. Drew?
This has been Loveline. The opinions expressed on this show are not necessarily those of the staff, management, sponsors, or this station. The producer for Loveline is Ann Wilkins Ingold. Loveline is a presentation of Westwood One Entertainment.